What's up, plant people? It's your boy ZTY Tune, back at you with another video real quick. As I promised you guys, I would do a plant tour of the new space. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right to that. So I figured we start with the right side and work our way around back to this side. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into it. First plant is the Imperial Green. Now I got this Imperial Green probably like, I don't know, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago at this point. And she is huge. She was probably like very small. She was only like maybe like 2 leaves over here, and then like 1 or 3 leaves like right here, and then like 2 leaves over there. So she probably only had like 6, 7 leaves total. Now she's this big girl right here. Now she's just huge. All these aerial roots coming out. This was what let me know that I might be pretty good at philodendrons when I seen that this thing was doing really well. So I was like, hey, I might be pretty good at philodendrons, and sure enough, here they are. Pretty good at philodendrons. Who would have thought? Moving on to the next plant. We're gonna kind of make this kind of quick because I got some stuff to do today, so I don't want to be taking too long on these plant tour because I also have to edit this. We also have the hibiscus. If you guys can remember my hibiscus tree, this is my big hibiscus tree underneath the fishtail. Big hibiscus tree coming way over here. She has no flowers right now because it doesn't get cold enough in here. It's summertime, and the coldest it's getting in here is 72 degrees probably. So she needs to drop down to around 62 to be able to flower. 58, 62 preferably to flower. So she's not flowering right now. Moving on to the next one. Let's go ahead and stay at the bottom real quick. You have my Chinese fan palm. I have 1, 2, 3, kind of 4. That one's going out, so I'm not going to count that one back there. I might get rid of that one. But we for sure have 1, 2, 3 Chinese fan palms. Chinese fan palms are my favorite palm, and we have quite a bit of those, and I'm happy, and they're actually doing really well. They like it. As you guys can see, I just misted in here, so all my plants are a little moist. But that is how it should be in the jungle in the morning. Things should be dripping wet a little bit, you know? But yeah, I said cat palms. My Chinese fan palms, they've had some issues. Like one of them did. Like I said, this one over here has some issues. But they're doing all pretty well for the most part. They're all pretty happy. They're all doing their thing. No more browning on any of the other ones other than that one over there. None of these have browning on them. So I think they're actually quite happy now. Chinese fan palm. All right, next tree up to bat. Let's go ahead and knock out this bird of paradise right here. So I have 3 bird of paradises total. I have this one right here. That's kind of my smallest. This is my smallest. This bird of paradise right here that I got for free. I'm trying to rescue it, and it's not doing bad, so I'm just letting it do its thing. My other bird of paradise is, I don't know if you guys can see it back there. She's pretty big back there, but like she comes all the way up here. This is my biggest bird of paradise, the one that you guys seen me repot before, the one you guys seen me unravel like years ago, maybe 2 years ago. But this bird of paradise is huge. This bird of paradise goes all over. As you can see, this bird of paradise is not a small bird of paradise. It goes all the way up there, all the way over here. And when I first got this bird of paradise, and when I got this bird of paradise, it was actually smaller than me. It was shorter than me. And now it's super large bird of paradise back there. And then we also have this third bird of paradise. I have 3 of them. So I was gonna start that way, but I might as well just go in order of what plants I'm doing. So I'm not like doing a whole bunch of plants at once. Stay in the sections of that plant. But this is the other bird of paradise. I got this bird of paradise, and it was definitely shorter than me. It was like 3.5 feet tall. And now this bird of paradise is on the ground. That's not standing on nothing. It is on the ground, and it easily goes up 8 feet tall. Easily 8 feet tall. Big leaves, they actually go straight up. They're not flopping over. It's a perfect bird of paradise right here. The leaves go straight up. That's what you want a bird of paradise to look like when it gets tall. Going straight up, not flopping over everywhere and all that. So that's a happy bird of paradise. That's a happy bird of paradise. This one's becoming happy. Next plant. Let's go ahead and get this giant out the way. Fishtail palm. This is my fishtail palm. And as you can see, this thing is huge, stretching from way up there to way over here to way up here, all the way over there. Like, this thing is huge. I love this fishtail palm. This fishtail palm used to give me scale, which back in the day used to give me problems. But she is healthy nowadays. Ain't nothing stopping her reign. She is literally on her thing. Happy as can be. I need to water her probably today or tomorrow. But yeah, see how the sun's coming in nicely? Sun's coming in nicely, hitting her. She gets a lot of happiness right here. A lot of happiness. Fishtail palm. All right, let's move on to Bob, my oldest plant in here. Bob, y'all see Bob chilling right here. Bob growing, he's back here. We got a couple grow lights back here to keep everything happy over here. And Bob is just doing its thing. Y'all remember Bob when I first got him. And you guys can see he is striving still. Not too much to say about Bob, he's just doing his thing. And since we're next to Bob, let's go ahead and talk about this Fiddle Leaf Fig. Fiddle Leaf Fig is coming from that bucket, which I probably need to repot this. Going up there, splitting this way, splitting that way, and then going all the way up there. This Fiddle Leaf Fig is really lengthy. I might cut it down, like cut it back to create more of a tree and then propagate the cuttings. But I don't know, I'm kind of just letting it do its thing, and it's just chilling up there, as you guys can see, way up there. Yeah. Next plant over here. Let's go ahead and talk about this baby right here. This is my bamboo palm. Bamboo palm, really big. It is doing its thing lately. Like, it's got all those bamboo palms over there, these two tall ones right here. And I think, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here. So we got 6 small ones. We got 6 total. Or no, 6 small ones and 2 large ones. Sorry, yeah. So we got 8 branches total. And this thing kind of leans forward, obviously, because I need to repot this. I really need to repot this plant. This plant really needs to be repotted. But it's chilling. It's enjoying life. It's happy. It's shooting out new fronds. It's got new heads coming in constantly. On all of them, they all have new heads coming in. All of these have new heads always coming in. Constantly blooming new leaves. Constantly blooming new leaves. I love this thing. Definitely one of my favorite palms. It was seeding there for a while, shooting out seeds. Yeah, bamboo palms. Happy as can be. Just living the life. Yes, sir. All right, what else do we have over here? I think that's it for over here. We did the Fiddle Leaf Fig. We did the Bird of Paradises. Hibiscus. Yeah, all right. So let's go ahead and move on. So over here, this patch of jungle. So there's 3 different kind of patches. You got this big patch, which is like the big tall plants. You got the smaller plants, which is like the smaller patch, which is like all my Alocasias and Philodendrons and stuff. And you have this other patch right here, which is some other plants. Just, we'll get to it. But we have patches, and then I guess you would call that a patch of plant too. So 4 patches total. So yeah, let's move on to over here because we got quite a few over here. So this is this patch right here by the window. And then we got plants outside too, so we'll go check those ones out too as well. So let's start off from the bottom to the top. We got all my Syngoniums down here at the bottoms. Syngoniums do very, very, very well underneath plants. I went to the Denver Botanical Gardens back in January and noticed that they had Syngoniums under everything, and I just loved that. And I was like, that's a good ground plant. So we have 1, 2, 3 Syngoniums. Don't ask me the names of them. I'm not too up on my Syngoniums. I have the names in my phone, as I do all my plant names, but I'm not sure what these ones are called. I kind of forgot low-key. The only Syngonium I do know is my tricolor right here that I was gifted. My little tricolor. Doing happy right here. Shooting out a new leaf. But yeah, Syngoniums, love the bottoms. They just thrive. These, as you can see, are super happy Syngoniums. Popping out right there, new leaves everywhere. So Syngoniums are awesome. I've had these probably for like 5, 6 months, 7 months, and I love them. On to the next one. All right, moving on. We have my Mayan mask. Now you guys have seen my Mayan mask forever. I have a ton of Mayan mask. Ton of Mayan mask. This is all Mayan mask right here. My giant Mayan mask right here. Look at this thing right here. How it pops out. Giant Mayan mask. I need to repot this because the leaves are getting kind of smaller, and that means I need to repot it. Mayan mask, doing great. Huge. A lot of Mayan masks. I got, like I said, that one. I have one, 2, 3, and then 4. So 4 Mayan mask totals. 4 or 5 Mayan mask totals. Total pots of Mayan mask. I love my Mayan mask, so y'all know that. And then next to the Mayan mask, we have Regal Shield. My lovely Regal Shield. Oh, I love this Regal Shield. They look so pretty, especially like the way the leaves look. They're like velvety, but not velvety. They're like matte. It's like a gloss matte, like a metallic matte. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. It's cool. I love it. Back here, you have my coconut palm. My one and only coconut palm that survived. It is doing good. I had 2 of them, and it's the only one that survived, and it's doing good. The coconut palm is doing its thing. It's got new fronds coming in the middle, as you can see right here. New fronds coming in. So yeah, coconut palm doing its thing. Let's go down here with the Bambino. You got the Bambino 1 leaf down there. Hopefully it sprouts out another leaf because it's just chilling with 1 leaf. But that 1 leaf looks amazing, so whatever. Then you got the Amazonica Alocasia. This one was only 1 leaf, and then I grew this 2nd leaf, and I was like, oh my god, I grew a leaf finally on an Amazonica. Because Amazonicas are not that easy of a plant, but they're doing good now. They're stabilized. We have next the pink dragon. My pink dragon. This thing, it was first that leaf, and then I shot out this big leaf, and now we have this new leaf coming in. So, yes, the Alocasia dragon scale, pink dragon is doing amazing. Doing amazing. Next over here, we got the Gloriosum. This was the first leaf of the Gloriosum right here, and then it grew out this leaf, which had some damage, so I'm thinking something's wrong with the soil. And then this grew out this leaf, which had some damage right here, so I'm thinking there's something wrong with the soil. So then if the next one grows out messed up, I'm going to go ahead and repot this Gloriosum, because I'm thinking something's going on with the soil, and that needs to be fixed, because obviously, like, the same thing happened on that part. Same thing happened right here, and then the same thing happened right here. So that seems to be something going on with the roots, most likely. So if it doesn't fix itself, I'm gonna have to fix it. Yeah. Next to the Gloriosum, we have the Parise Verde. This is the Parise Verde that was gifted to me by Todd from the Bronze Petal here local in Denver, Colorado. He has a great shop called the Bronze Petal. Shout out Todd. And it's got this new leaf popping out right here. So Todd, you can see the Parise Verde is doing really well. New leaf right there, and it's got all these. This still has all the same leaves that I was gifted it with. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All 4 leaves that it was gifted to me with, and the new one. Let's move on to the Pastazanum. This is the Pastazanum. My Pastazanum leaf. It came in with, which leaf was it? I think it was that leaf it came in with, and then I grew another leaf. I can't find all my Pastazanum leaves. Where are all my, oh, here's one right here. There's the Pastazanum leaf right here. So I think this was the first one. And then it grew out a second one, which is that one. And then there's a third one in here somewhere that I don't know where. And then you got this final one that I grew out. And it's got a new one growing too. I don't know if I can get in there. Probably not. I don't know if I can see that. It's got a new one growing right there, as you can see in the middle. So does the Gloriosum. Gloriosum has a new one growing too. I just can't get in there to see it. Next plant I would have to say would be my Cortez, my Hedophilia. Is that how you say it? I forgot how to say this name of this alocasia, but low key, it is one of my favorite alocasias. As soon as I saw it in the King Supers, I was like, oh, I need to have it. And the lady looked at me like I was crazy, but I was like, this is the one that it's been on my list, my wish list forever. It's got this brand new leaf right here growing out. Brand new leaf right here. It has a whole bunch of other leaves in there that I can't quite find. There's like one right there, one over there, back there. You know, it's got a bunch of leaves on it. But the newest leaves, this one and this one. It's just doing its thing. And by the way, these plants grow like this. I put them facing this way, and then I let them naturally face how they want to. So these plants just love the way they do. I can already tell they're just happy. Next plant, let me go ahead and knock this one out real quick. The red Congo, or I'm not sure which one this is, but the red Congo, I'm not sure. Y'all tell me which philodendron that is. That's the red Congo, I do believe, but it's got a few leaves, as you can see there. It's a pretty big one. It goes over there and to all the way over here, so it's got a pretty big stretch behind these plants. Let's go on real quick to the Pastazanum. They're not the Pastazanum, sorry. We just talked about the Pastazanum. My McDowell. This is my Dean McDowell. And this is one of the newer leaves. This leaf is one of the bigger leaves right here. It's one of the bigger leaves. And this is the newest leaf right there coming in. The newest look, it came in. This is the newest leaf right here though. Looking happy. I don't know what's going on right there. Probably got a little pinched or something as it was growing out, but, and same as right here. But that's the newest leaf. And all these leaves are looking super happy on my Pastazanum. Except for this one right here. I don't know why it's turning a little light green. But something I need to check out probably. I'm gonna look into this. But that's my McDowell. I love my McDowell. I probably said Pastazanum again, I don't know why. But McDowell, Pastazanum, Gloriosum, and Pastazanum make the McDowell. This is a hybrid, not this. This is a hybrid of these two. So yeah, that's why I had to get them. Next plant you got, we'll go ahead and talk about the Syrian. Or Syrian, I don't really know how to say the name of it properly. But Alocasia Syrian, looking on really good. And then you got my Alocasia Zabrina right here. Alocasia Zabrina doing really good. I love this plant. She like literally just chills and doesn't like ask for much. Then you got the Alocasia Zabrina. Now this is the big leaves you're seeing right here. The big, I have the Zabrina next to the Mayan mask so people can tell the difference. Mayan mask, all purple. Zabrina is all purple, but it's different. See, this one has like a greenish tinge through the purple. And this one still has like a reddish tinge through the purple. I don't know if you can tell. Mayan mask, Zabrina. But yeah, I got my giant Zabrina. This thing goes crazy. Big leaf right here. Big leaf back there. New leaf right there. Big Zabrina. And then you have next to the Zabrina, my Portador, my giant leaf Portador. This is my baby. I love this Portador. This plant, I can't even get the whole plant in the shot, but this plant is huge. New leaf grew out and is doing perfect how I want it to. One of the older leaves right here as well, super big. But that's my Portador, as you guys can remember. I don't know if you remember from my old spot, but this thing is huge. This is how this leaf was when it moved though. It dropped when it moved because it wasn't happy, but that's how the leaves normally are. They're normally shooting straight out. Let's see what else we have. We have my Yucatán Princess. This is my Yucatán Princess, Alocasia. She's doing very well. Got new leaves growing out at the top, unfurling right there. And all these babies. Same with the Zabrina. The Zabrina has a ton of babies too. That's what you were seeing right here. This is a Zabrina leaf as well, between the Pastazanum, or I keep saying Pastazanum, but McDowell. Zabrina between all that. All my big leaf Alocasias. Cuculata, Alocasia cuculata. It kind of looks like a tiny dancer because this one's just not unfurling for some reason. What's going on with you? What's going on with you, bro? Unfurl. Oh, I just ripped it, whatever. Looks like a tiny dancer. Or the one that looks like the spinach one, the dried up spinach one. That's what this one looks like right now. But this is the cuculata leaves right there. What else do we have down here that I didn't touch? Pink princesses. We got two pink princesses. One right here. One right here. Fairly small. They're small pink princesses. Nothing too big. Got them for pretty cheap, so I don't really care. You got obviously this guy. Forgot the name. The Xanthine Salem. I don't know. It used to be a philodendron, but it's not no more. And it's kind of annoying because it goes like everywhere, and it's just kind of like not just in one spot. It kind of just goes freaking everywhere. So this plant's kind of annoying. Not gonna lie. We got the White Knight right here. Philodendron White Knight. And Hilo Beauty. This used to be an Alocasia, but now it's a Calathea, I believe, which makes more sense because it didn't look like an Alocasia when I got it. You know, I was like, it looks like Alocasia, but it doesn't. It looks more like a what I just say the name was? Alocasia. It looks more like Alocasia than it is Alocasia, so I'm glad they switched that one. You got all my baby stingrays. All my baby stingrays from my mama stingray. Oh, I didn't talk about the mama stingray. Hold on, let me go over here. That's the plant I forgot from over here. So here's the Alocasia Stingray. You got the biggest leaf right here from when I cut it and trimmed it and did all the things to it. So it's just now bouncing back. I don't know if you guys can see it in there, but that leaf is lit up. That's a stingray leaf lit up. That's a stingray leaf. That's a stingray leaf. And this one up there. So the stingray is coming back, and it does, of course, still have the purple veins. Of course, we got the purple vein Alocasia Stingray. Still going, but we got baby right here, Alocasia Stingray baby. We got Alocasia Stingray babies over here, under there, if you can see them. There's one right there, one right there. But Alocasia Stingray babies everywhere. So if you guys want an Alocasia baby stingray and you live in Denver, Colorado, get at me, I'll sell you one. Moving on, we got the Adansonia. So we have this Adansonia right here. And we have that Adansonia right there, which this one's climbing up here now. And then it's got the big leaves on it. It's got the big Obliqua type leaves. So we got the two Adansonias right there. And then you got another Adansonia right here. That's another Adansonia, just a big leaf form of the Adansonia, which I need to stake up so it can start growing bigger leaves again, because it's growing the small leaves now. This is the newest plant, just got it yesterday. This is the Philodendron Adaboensis. The attaboy. The Philodendron attaboy. That's the attaboy. That's what I'm gonna call it. Attaboy. It looks like the Spirit of Sanctity, obviously, because it's got the lobes, the long leaves, and the beautiful long petioles. So it looks like the Spirit of Sanctity at just a fraction of the cost. I just got this one yesterday. I'm pretty happy about that. It's got this new leaf right here, and it's got that new leaf right here, and they're just happy. You can tell they're just happy in that spot for sure. Just got it yesterday, and all the leaves are perked up and looking happy, so I can tell it's happy. Next one, we got the Peru, the Monstera Peru. It's just showering down here. The way I have it set up, it's just showering down the middle between these two aquariums right here, and then it goes down here, comes down here, and goes up there right there. So this one's kind of long. I actually kind of want to stretch it back around. I had it kind of stretched better than this yesterday, but I just did this yesterday, so I'll refix this because it's not really looking good right here. But I'll stretch it more so it's more along that vine. What else plants? Peace lily. Peace lily is in the aquarium, looking great. Peace lily on. Look at the aquarium. Aquarium's looking amazing right now. Fish are looking happy. Aquarium's super clean right now. Everybody is super happy. Water just looks amazing on top. Peace lily growing out the back. There's also a Philodendron Brazil right there. Boop. Philodendron Brazil growing in. You got the water lettuce. I'm not going to list the aquatic plants because that's just too much. But then you got this Monstera on top. So this is growing out the fish tank, of course. The peace lily is growing out the fish tank, if you can see it. And then this Monsteras are not growing out the fish tank. They are in pots. But I did have another Monstera that was right there in that corner, and it did not do good in the move. So I just went ahead and chopped it up and threw it in the fish tank. So you can see Monstera pieces in the fish tanks right here. And this one had a new leaf growing. I didn't notice when I chopped it, so I had to make sure that was like perfectly out of the fish tank and not messing up that new leaf. Hopefully that new leaf develops, but if it doesn't, it's not a problem because we got all these cuttings. There were like 4 or 5 cuttings of Monstera in there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get those out. Once I start seeing some roots, then I'll go ahead and put those in a pot. But until then, Monstera is all up in the fish tanks. Now we have, oh, here's another Mayan mask. Another Mayan mask right here. Alocasia Mayan mask. You got the ficus. You got the ficus. It's pretty. It shot out this new leaf the other day. It shot out this like mutant leaf right here. This is kind of messed up, but this new leaf is cool. But besides that, it's whatever. It's just doing its thing. It's just pretty. I don't really care for that plant too much, but it's still beautiful. I got a neon pothos down here behind the log. Neon pothos right here. And then we have a regular pothos, which kind of looks neon at the moment, but it's just because it was having some issues with the water when I was moving it. This leaf could go, but I'm gonna get rid of that leaf. But yeah, got the, it's basically like my pothos climbing on the side of this rim of this glass, so it hides the glass a little bit so you don't see the glass, because there is an aquarium in here with water, and that's basically just holding my obliqua out of the water and keeping humidity around, because I got this little humidifier in there, which I found at World Market for $10. So go check those out. They're little humidifiers. You can just put them in little spots. So I thought this, and it just sits on top of the water. It's got a little float that just sits on top of the water, and it turns off automatically and when there's no water, and it just keeps going automatic. It just keeps going if there is water. So I love these things. They are perfect for like my obliqua sitting right here, getting some nice water and some nice humidity. And then I got one right back there in a cup. I got another one over here in a cup that you can probably see right there. And then I got a fourth one over there by the Monsteras. There's a fourth one right there. But these things really do keep it nice and humid in the pockets that I want more humidity in. It normally stays around 70%, 68 to 70% humidity in here. But it was dropping for a while there because the air vent is right there. The sucks that pulls air out, like pulls air out of the room, and it is right there. So the air does get pulled out right there. So sometimes this humidity will drop. That's why I have the humidifier in front of the obliqua. So if it does pull the humidity, it's going to pull it that way towards the obliqua. So it's got to pass the obliqua before it even exits out of that. So that's how I have this set up over here. Little jungle area, little tropical, little with some water lettuce in there, you know, trying to keep it all cool, and trying to make it at least feel right for that obliqua, because that obliqua was not doing good. As you can see, that new leaf that was can I get in there? That new leaf that was coming in did not do good because it was just not happy. So I had to put it in a more of a humid area, and I'm pretty sure it's loving that pocket. Like, I'm pretty sure at this point now that obliqua is loving that pocket. So move on to the next plant. I've been on obliqua for a minute. We got my palm. There's the sable palm right here, looking all good back here. It's got some new growth coming in right here and right here. I got this maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, and it's already got new growth coming in already. So actually I got this like 4 months ago, and it's already got the new growth coming in. You got the Areca palm down here. Oh, sorry, the Areca palm right here. This is my Areca palm. Areca palm that was on my table. And since it was on my table, I decided to put it underneath this palm because they look good together, and it is doing really well. It is happy as hell. Like, you can tell my palms are doing really good right now. They're happy as hell. And then, like I was telling you earlier, we got the stingrays, the baby stingrays under here. Baby stingrays all under here, being all happy. My orbifolia. Everybody asked me about my orbifolia. How do you keep and get your orbifolia this big? First of all, I bought it somewhat this big. It was a little bit smaller than this when I bought it, but I bought it decently big. And then it shot out these new leaves, all these new leaves, and it has not dropped one old leaf yet. So this orbifolia is just super happy. I can't even complain on how it does. Like, this orbifolia is just super happy. Like, look at it. Look at it. Not too much browning going on at all on the tips. Like, maybe a little bit back there. Like, you got a few spots that have brown, but for the most part, this orbifolia, I've had it for maybe 6 months now. I got it in January, and this thing is just beautiful. My God, I love it. Red Congo, not doing too good. I've checked it, and it had some mold because it was sitting by the old humidifier back in the old house, and I don't know. It's surviving, I guess you can say. It's like not thriving. It's just surviving at this point. So I might replace this plant sooner or later. Sooner than later, actually. Money tree. Money tree, money tree, money tree. It's not a money tree, really. It's actually a umbrella plant. It's not really a money tree, but it looks like a money tree. And it kind of just does its thing. It's not really like my favorite or anything. It's just a gap filler. It's just a filler, basically, a filler plant. Another Chinese fan palm. This guy right here, I might get rid of him too because he's not doing that great. He was doing good, and then I moved. In the move, he did not like anything. So it dropped all its leaves except for these 4. And then it had this one pushing up, but it didn't do good. So I don't know. That guy might go too soon, sooner than later. I don't know. We had my big pothos. Remember my big pothos that was climbing up my wall? It died, but I still have the stem. The stem goes all the way into the water, into the fish tank down there. So hopefully it'll grow something out. I don't know. Hopefully we can get something growing out of this stem. That'd be cool if I can get something growing out of this stem, but I doubt it, but whatever. If not, I'll do it again. It's just a pothos. Next, we have this orchid I put right here. This little mini orchid I put on the tree. Just because I just want more things on this tree because the pothos died. It was covering this whole tree and the pothos died. So now I got to kind of like cover the tree more right here. So I'm going to put some like, you know, some orchids and things like that kind of like the tree area. So this is going to be my orchid and onto this. It's going to be my orchid and jug plant. It's going to be my orchid and Nepenthes. So I could not think of that right now. My orchid and Nepenthes tree, this is going to be. So I'm just going to put a whole bunch of Nepenthes and a whole bunch of orchids on here with some Spanish moss and make it just look like one of those trees in the north, in the highlands. Make it look like a highlands tree right here. But you got my Nepenthes. My Nepenthes is doing really well. It has a fly in here. I saw there's a fly in here. Literally, this Nepenthes is just amazing. Got the new one growing out right there. Got a new one pumping out right here. And this new, yeah, it's just doing its thing. Like this thing just doesn't skip a beat. It stays happy with me. I love this Nepenthes. It's a Miranda X Clipiata. I can't believe I remembered that, but Nepenthes Miranda X Clipiata, if you wanted to know. Almost forgot the Staghorn Fern. Staghorn Fern is right there. Happy. It wasn't doing too good because it was outside and then it fell and then I had to fix it and yeah, it just wasn't doing too happy at first. But now she is back to living and thriving. But yeah, doing amazing. And then my Spanish moss, always doing good. All right, let's go outside. And now outside, as you can see, the jungle is in there, and we are outside. Normally, their jungle would be outside, and yeah, but we're in Colorado, so this is how we have to have it. But you got my colocasia right here. I figured that's a colocasia, not an alocasia, but it has a ton of aphids on it that I've been trying to battle for a while now. And the aphids are just winning, bro. They're just winning. I can't control the aphids on here. So, I don't know. It stays outside until I can get the aphids under control. That's a little dragonfly. Pretty close to the dragonfly. All right. But, like I said, this isn't doing too well. I don't want to touch it because it's got aphids. But yeah. Then you got my canna lily. You know my love of my canna lilies. I love my canna lilies, and they are doing good. I think they would do better out inside personally. They would already have some flowers on them and all that. So I'm probably going to eventually move this inside. So they're like, oh, we got some flowers developing back there. Okay. We got some flowers developing finally. Took a minute, but yeah, if it was inside, that canna lily would already have tons of flowers on it. My lemon tree. My lemon tree is back there doing its thing. We still got the lemon tree. It's coming up here, bringing its way this way, that way. Lemon tree doing its thing. And now for the one y'all been waiting for, most likely, the banana. There's the pup right there. I'm gonna show y'all the pup first. My pup of my dwarf Cavendish. My pup has finally got leaves that are actually banana leaves. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Banana. The banana is outside. She's crispy on that part right there, obviously, because it's dry out here and it's Colorado. But the banana is outside, and she is almost finished. These bananas are almost done. I think they got maybe like another week to go. That's about it. That's probably all I'm going to let them do is probably another week. And then I'm going to call it. You remember when I told you how the banana fell? That's where it gashed itself right there and right there. Got some gashes, but uh-oh. Are these falling off by themselves? When these fall off by themselves, when these just start falling off, that's how you know they're ripe. But they're not there yet. See, these aren't falling off yet. See, they're almost there. Once these just start falling off, like once you can just do that and it falls off, not the banana, but the little tip part, they're ready at that point. What is this little thing in here? Is that a little banana? A little banana. What the hell happened? But yeah, bananas are almost, they're done damn near. They are done damn near. I'm gonna give them like one more week. One more week. And we're gonna call it, and we're gonna pull them. It's all fuzzy. It's super fuzzy. I don't know if you can see that, but it's super fuzzy. Super fuzzy. And yeah, this thing's a beast. It's fallen over a few times and it's still standing. And then you got the palms down there. You got my Chinese fan palms right there. There's one and there's two, and then that's my mom's. But that's one of mine. It wasn't doing too good. And then that's the other one that was doing really good in the middle. Chinese fan palms are downstairs though. Downstairs Chinese fan palms because they couldn't fit nowhere else. And then this big old banana. Big old banana. And it's doing this because it's super dry out here, man. It's super dry out here, man. I wonder if I could roll up a banana leaf and smoke a banana leaf. I don't know. Roll up with a banana leaf and use it as a blunt wrap. I don't know. But all right, y'all seen the plants. Y'all seen the tour. I'm gonna go inside and get some coffee and start my day because it's early and I wanted to knock this out early this morning. So y'all have a great day. Until next time, peace.